Well, good evening, folks, or good morning, depending on, I guess it's up to you to download the show and listen to it at your own leisure, at either the morning time, nighttime, good what have you. It's another beautiful night here, or morning, you know?
Or afternoon.
And it could be shitty out, I don't know.
All right, everybody. After much procrastination of me always putting things off to the last minute, we are back with another episode. Just as a heads up, as always, this is an entertainment comedy podcast and by no means is intended as an educational one. So with that being said, if you're easily offended at comedy shows, movies, TV, or really any medium of entertainment, please don't listen to this. If you're incapable of occasionally hearing something that contradicts your views without outright getting instinctually offended, go away. I'm heavily of the idea that anything and everything can and should be laughed at, as it takes away the power from those ideas being able to harm you or affect you negatively. Also, I'm in favor of all sides being made fun of, whether you might consider that punching up or punching down, so be it. But please know that I'm not trying to single anybody out. Just know that sometimes due to current events that are going on in the world, some sides may get hit harder than other. That's just life. With that being said, welcome to MERC Podcast, episode number 12, Chris Jericurl. And with many things in this podcast, one of them being that I'm obsessed with always hearing my own voice, obviously, otherwise I wouldn't be doing this. Let's go ahead and move on to our first segment of the news.
It's time for another edition of Guess the News.
I have to know more information. I shouldn't have read just this headline. From the headlines that I've read, this man is innocent. Here's the victim.
Man, these guys don't know shit.
And with that, I always like to cover some stories that caught my attention, but me being me, I usually don't go past the headline unless something absolutely truly captures my attention. First story on my list: a rooster pecked a woman to death, thus proving once again that anything in Australia can kill you, because that is exactly where this happened. Now, the exact details of this are apparently this poor woman was pecked by a rooster on a... I don't want to be specific about the artery, but she was basically pecked on an artery in her leg, and she just bled to death. Man, chickens in Australia just do not play around. But on to the next one. Google apparently paid a fine for the violation of a children's privacy. So now we know how to get anywhere. We just have to make sure to put a child in front of that problem, and then they'll eventually do something about it, or at least cough up money. And let's see. Apparently, they're stating that a Tesla autopilot system lulled the driver in a state of inattention in a 2018 freeway crash. Basically what that means is that they're trying to use as an excuse for being a dumbass and not paying attention when you should have. Now, me personally, I want a Tesla. Go ahead and sponsor me, give me one, I'll test drive one, and I'll tell you how good they are. We'll get to that at some point. But, nonetheless, with everything else, you shouldn't have your life dependent on that system fully. Sure, planes have autopilot, but that doesn't mean that the pilot's going to just push that button and make sure that it maintains course and takes it to its destination. Granted, that's not how autopilot works for planes, I get it. But if you're going to be using autopilot on a Tesla, be aware that you're going to be facing some consequences if you intend on falling asleep behind the wheel and just not paying attention to what's going on out there. I mean, I get it. I mean, I feel like part of me would be that person, as far as just trying to find the way to jerry-rig the steering wheel to make sure that that thing can drive while I fall asleep on my way to work. Whether or not I wake up on the way over there, so be it. But, hey, I'm not going to be pointing fingers and saying that it's Tesla's fault. By the way, I'm not going to do that, Elon Musk. If you do give me a Tesla, I promise you I will be a good boy about that. Now, next story here. Walmart discontinues the sale of handgun ammunition. I don't believe it. I didn't see it. Whatever. I mean, I hate using the term fake news because everybody always associates that with that one person that they hate. That's very polarizing. But, you know, we like to keep politics outside of this as far as just picking sides. But, I mean, I still see handgun ammunition in Walmart, so I don't know what to say about that. And a story that caught my attention, for reasons being, in just a bit, prosecutors are charging the man in connection with the death of rapper Mac Miller. Basically, they're charging his dealer for selling them some really good drugs that unfortunately killed the man. Now, I know they were laced with fentanyl, or it was fentanyl, or whatever. I honestly, Mac Miller was on the low tier for people that I really just cared about. I mean, rest and rip, I get it. Nobody deserves to die young. But can we please follow that same principle then for every major pharmaceutical company in that situation, for all the deaths that they cause to people as a result of their negligence in providing those narcotics in the first place to people? If we're going to go that route in prosecuting a dealer for selling drugs, well, in my opinion, for selling good drugs, strong drugs, pure drugs to somebody, he gave the man exactly what he paid for, and he got his money's worth. Unfortunately, a little bit too much. But can we at least try to do that with with pharmaceuticals? Because those guys really need to be knocked down a peg as far as just the huge manipulation that they've been doing to our society. Now, whether you want to say that that just street drugs are the problem or whatever, so be it, but I feel that drugs in general are a problem, if misused and abused. Now, I feel that anybody can and should do anything that they want to their body, but also if you're going to be going this route in prosecuting a drug dealer for giving a guy a good fix, then let's go ahead and get the pharmaceutical companies as well. And on to the next story. Just goes to show that even with the best luck in these situations, they seem to always follow the pattern that people are just stupid in general that win the lottery, unfortunately. Not the best people end up winning. Because a couple was arrested that were connected in multiple burglaries just 3 years after winning the $500K lottery. But I don't know. I feel like I could just say $500,000 does not get you that far. I feel like give me the challenge, and I guarantee that I could probably spend that $500,000 between sunrise to sunset. And just maybe necessary things in life. A decent house in a decent neighborhood. That's pretty much it. Boom. There goes 90% of that. Now let's get a car, and there goes the rest of it. And that's really all it takes. Hong Kong protest. Carrie Eam withdraws extradition bill. And that just, I probably mispronounced her name. But the important thing here is, with all the Hong Kong protests that I know that none of you have been paying attention about because that's not what you guys go about, and geopolitics aren't really my strong suit. But what that just showed us is that the people of Hong Kong got up, protested, violently, might I add, in the streets, causing basically riots in Hong Kong, forcing the police to go against them, and they stood strong, and they fought back, and they held up with the tear gas. They sealed it up and threw that shit right back where it came from. Civil disobedience is the only way to get forward, people. Unfortunately, I hate saying that because that makes me sound like I belong to some far extremist side of things. But ultimately, if you really want something, marching might get you somewhere. It might get their attention. But true civil disobedience is going to get you better results. Case in point, Hong Kong. And on to I just picked the worst, saddest stories here. A teen boy has gone blind by living mostly on fries and other junk food. A study says this teen went blind and partially deaf after only eating Pringles, French fries, and white bread for a decade. Dude, get away from the carbs. Or just take some goddamn vitamins. Honestly, that probably would have been the only thing to save this kid's life. I mean, of course something's going to happen if you just eat nothing but that. Although I feel like that might be a bit of an exaggeration. I feel like there might be something else underlying by that. But then again, who knows? Case in point right here, my topic for this is don't do that. Just don't be that person that only eats that one thing all the time because you're a quote-unquote picky eater. No, you're just a jackass who can't force himself to step out of the norm, out of the safety of comfort, and just try something else. Be a big person, be an adult, and do what you need to do. And on to music, movies, and other media that have caught my attention. The Boys on Amazon Prime. Finished watching this. Not sure if I covered this one before, but definitely check it out. It is worthwhile. And honorary Chinese citizens The Wu-Tang presents Wu-Tang, an American Saga on Hulu. This show's great, and as a dork in my day, I was always repping Wu-Tang all the time, mainly because I couldn't stand 90% of the product that was out there at the time. Go check this show out. It's fun. It's currently up to 4 episodes right now when I'm recording this on September 14th of 2019. Worth the watch. And while you're at it, go check out their catalog of music. It's all still good. And we're moving on to the Wrestle Recap. We're starting off with a highlight. NXT UK Cardiff, which took place August 31st of 2019. The big one on this one, Walter retained against Tyler Bate in an amazing, just classic wrestlers match. Noam Dar got the pinfall victory over Travis Banks. Cesaro's challenge was answered by Ilya Dragunov. Cesaro, still proving just how awesome the dude is, came out successful in this match. The new NXT Tag Champs were crowned in Mark Andrews and Flash Morgan Webster as they pinned the Grizzled Young Vets along with the team of Gallus. This was definitely my pick for match of the night, match of the show for sure, considering what else we had going on this day. And I'll get to that in a bit, of course. Joe Coffey was able to sneak out a win over Dave Mastiff in a last man standing match in a controversial way, which will definitely lead to more in that feud going on. Kaylee Ray is our new NXT UK Women's Champion, and she got the win over Toni Storm in this one. And, as I was mentioning, later on that day, we had AEW's All Out. And, well, there's more to this story. I will get to it. Jericho is the first ever AEW World Heavyweight Champ. I'm sure everybody's already heard of it by now, but he lost the title, and then it was found. Oh, yeah, he beat Adam Page for that. And we got an amazing new Jericho moment in regards to that week's episode of Botchamania, the following week's episode of Botchamania, in which all the bubbly was just disposed everywhere. Nyla Rose won the 21-woman Battle Royal to qualify Rose for an opportunity to challenge for AEW's Women's Championship on October the 2nd. Shout out to Mercedes Martinez, who is also attending an event over in my town for VIP Wrestling. Respect. Private Party won their match against Jack Evans and Angelico. Holy shit, I forgot to turn off my phone. SEU in full force, and no, I will not follow Austin's rule about that. If you don't know what I'm talking about, then whatever. SEU in full force with Christopher Daniels, Kazarian, and Scorpio Sky got the win over Luchasaurus, Jungle Boy, and Marco Stunt. And, surprise, surprise, as a result of... I'm sorry, I was about to call him Dean Ambrose. As a result of Jon Moxley, old habits, not being able to compete in his match, Pac ended up taking up Kenny Omega, successfully, might I add. And this makes me think, what's Kenny's win-loss record on AEW right now? If anybody could spare that, it's definitely him. But we then move on to the Cracker Barrel Clash. Now, this one was a bit interesting as I was watching this with my dad, who's an old-school type of guy who grew up watching all of the world-class championship wrestlings over here in DFW back in the day. Again, much respect to the Von Erichs and the Freebirds era, and, of course, that amazing Ric Flair feuds that he had over here. But, back to this match. We had Jimmy Havoc getting the win over Joey Janela and Darby Allin in a car crash of a match. And there is truly only one thing to say about this.
God damn!
Exactly. That match had some painful spots consisting of just the most brutal coffin drop that I've ever seen with Darby Allin. Now we move on to another match. The best friends Chucky T and Trent unfortunately did not win their match against the Dark Order, consisting of Evil Uno and Stu Grayson. But guess who's now in the middle of that best friend hug? We get a freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy added to the mix. Riho managed to get the win against Hikaru Shida, and she will now be facing Nyla Rose to see who will become the first AEW Women's Champion, again, October 2nd. Sean Spears was able to compete in his match against Cody Rhodes, Why wouldn't he? I'm just wording this a little bit differently so that I can trick you guys in regards to my way of usually ordering matches, because as you might notice, usually the first person I say wins the match that I'm telling you about. But that's not the case. Cody was victorious in this one. In a brutal match that was definitely my pick for the show for this night, for AEW that is, in the, let me turn on my Spanish, Escalera de la Muerte, for the AAA tag titles involving the Lucha Bros successfully defending their titles against the Young Bucks. But were then assaulted by members of LAX. So right on, man. That was fun. Now, on to the following Monday, September 2nd, 2019, Monday Night Raw. The current tag champs, and let me just randomly drop.
Help out. Come on.
Consisting of Strowman and Rollins, got the win over Gallows and Anderson. After the match, Strowman and Rollins were then jumped by the combined forces of the OC. I'm not comfortable with that name, guys, but whatever. And the full force with AJ alongside, and Dolph and Robert Roode. Wow. Dead air. Speaking of the previous Dolph and Robert Roode, they got the win over Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder. We then move on to Lacey Evans being victorious against Natalya, and then Baron Corbin advancing in the King of the Ring tournament against Cedric Alexander. The Viking Raiders took on some local talent, obviously winning. Samoa Joe and Ricochet's King of the Ring tournament match came to a draw. Both of them leading on forward to take on Baron Corbin in a triple threat match. The Miz got the win over Cesaro in a tag match with Becky and Bayley taking on the women's tag champs of Alexa and Nikki, which ended in a no contest as Sasha Banks jumped Becky and was then assisted by Bayley as she now turned heel. We then move forward to SmackDown September 3rd of 2019. Elias will progress forward in the King of the Ring tournament after he was successful in his match. The team of Fire and Desire, consisting of Sonya and Mandy, were successful in their non-title match against Alexa and Nikki. Chad Gable will also be progressing in this tournament, as he was also successful in his match against Andrade Almas. And, wait, I forgot. It's just Andrade now, as we do not use last names. Aleister Black's open challenge was answered by Shelton Benjamin, in which Black was, of course, successful in this one. Come on, guys, let's give Shelton Benjamin a good streak moving forward here. I mean, good hand and everything, amazing, athletic person, whatever. Let's move forward. Shinsuke Nakamura defeated some local nameless talent that Sammy decided to name The Miz, and R-Truth regained his 24/7 title once again. Love my boy Truth. Daniel Bryan confronted Roman, only to get attacked by Rowan, and Rowan then attacked Roman. Man, that sounds like a tongue twister. Hopefully my diction and pronunciation and things are good enough for you guys to tell what I was even talking about. In 205 Live for September 3rd of 2019, Mike Kanellis defeated Tony Nese. Brian Kendrick and Akira Tozawa got the win over Brandon Scott and Tyler Hastings. Lince Dorado got the win over Humberto Carrillo for my pick match of the show that night. And in NXT the following night, Breezango ended up getting the win over Chase Parker and Matt Martell. Io Shirai ended up jumping Candice LeRae, again with the kendo stick in the parking lot. Kona Reeves lost to Velveteen Dream, but this then led to Roderick Strong sending a message to the Dream by setting his couch on fire. And I don't know about you guys, but this just only made me think about one thing.
Fuck your couch, nigga. Buy another one, you rich motherfucker. Fuck your couch, nigga.
Yeah, that's right. We got to go there with the Chappelle sketch. And Bianca Belair got the win over Tanara Conti. Regal announces the NXT Women's Title number contender triple threat match involving Bianca Belair, Io Shirai, and Mia Yim. Also next week, we get Rhea Ripley versus Shayna Baszler. And Jordan Miles was unsuccessful in his match against Adam Cole for the NXT title. Told you guys I'm going to throw a couple curveballs in there. And NXT UK, fairly short show, but worthwhile to watch as far as just matches overall. Rhea Ripley got the win over Piper Niven, and Sid Scala came back to in-ring action in an incredible match, underdog situation against Cassius Ohno. Unfortunately, he was unsuccessful, but damn, that was a good match. Now, on to local wrestling in my area of DFW. We had a stacked card for this event, which you guys should attend if you're ever in the area. I will talk more about this because I'm not quite too sure if the powers that be might let me talk about this too much. But as mentioned before, we had Mercedes Martinez, we had Crime Time, and we had a hell of a show that night. I hope to see you there one night, and if you might recognize my voice, I'll let you get a photo op with me, or we could just chat and get a drink. Now, on to wrestling news. NXT will be airing Wednesday starting September the 18th, along with AEW for this block, making Wednesdays the best night for wrestling now. And NXT is also going to be accompanied by 205 Live. Now, with the advent of streaming and DVR capabilities, we don't have to be picky. This doesn't have to be a war like we are expecting it to be. People just watch the wrestling. Just enjoy it. We got a lot. Watch it all. There's no need to be fanboys. There's no need to pick sides. And we move on to my favorite part of the show, the random podcast segment. Or, if you give me a second, please hold. We might just want to get you guys caught up all the way for this week. Alright, and we're back. I was contemplating watching another episode of One Punch Man because I'm barely starting that second season. But you know what? I'm going to just go at this without looking at my notes and seeing what I can remember, hopefully. Most of it, well, without looking at polished notes, I guess I should say. So, forgive me if this is rough, but this is for you guys. September night, Monday Night Raw. Here we go. Start off the show, glass breaking. We have Austin helping out with the contract signing for Seth Rollins and Braun Strowman. Yada, yada, yada. Alright, brawl broke out. AJ took a stunner. And Strowman took out Rollins accidentally, as they set up for their pay-per-view. All right, on to the next segment. Cedric Alexander versus AJ Styles. This one was interesting. Alexander was able to get the win over Styles, granted by DQ. And following that, we had Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair taking on Bayley and Sasha Banks. This ultimately ended with Becky Lynch and Flair defeating them. And this happened as a result of Charlotte hitting a natural selection for the pinfall victory on Bayley. And then we move forward to the next portion of this, if I can get this to load up. Please hold. As Rey Mysterio took on Grand Metalik, whatever. You guys know what I'm saying. This was incredibly scary to watch. There was a bump in there that just scared the shit out of me. When Metalik was diving out of the ring and Rey just had his head crushed in between the earth and Grand Metalik's ass. Ultimately, Mysterio got the win. Good for him. And the King of the Ring semifinals, consisting of Ricochet, Baron Corbin, and Samoa Joe in that triple threat match, in which Baron Corbin got the win, defeating both Joe and Ricochet by kind of sneaking his way in as Ricochet hit that beautiful 630 on Joe, and then getting pulled out of the ring and Corbin getting the pin. Good way to get heel heat. And I've been saying it, Corbin is by far the best heel in the business. I know people were arguing about this detail with me this previous WrestleMania when Corbin basically retired Kurt. And to that I get to say, he's doing his job right. Regardless if you're a mark or not and you hate him for the legitimate reasons or not, Corbin is a hated man and he is a true heel in the business, and I love the man because of that. Now we move on to Natalya taking on Lacey Evans. Natalya got the win over Lacey Evans. Shocker. 10-man tag main event consisting of a whole lot of people. Well, honestly, this was a plea. Let's see. Viking Raiders, Seth Rollins, Braun Strowman, and Cedric Alexander took on AJ Styles, Luke Gallows, Carl Anderson, Dolph Ziggler, and Robert Roode. Why can't we just use Bobby Roode, man? The result ended up being Rollins, Strowman, the Viking Raiders, and Alexander defeated the OC, Ziggler, and Roode. And that sums up Monday Night Raw. Please hold while I scour through my notes here to pull up the results for SmackDown. And what was 3 minutes for me was likely seconds for you guys, as we are now back for the results of SmackDown, September 10th, 2019. And to start things off, The Miz got the win over Andrade. Onwards, we're moving quick across this, guys, because I got Clash of Champions to... Wait, is that what it's called? You know what I'm talking about. Clash of Champions to watch this Sunday. Nikki Cross defeated Mandy Rose. Heavy Machinery defeated Alex Keaton and Johnny Silver. Bayley defeated Ember Moon. King of the Ring semifinals. Chad Gable defeated Shane McMahon. With Kevin Owens as a special guest referee. I love Chad Gable, but I kind of feel like they're making him to be the new Kurt Angle a little bit too strong. He's already got that classic Kurt hairstyle. He's definitely got the style. Chad's an oozing with charisma. Case in point, give him anything and he will succeed. Even back from NXT, we can see that is the case. And that is it for SmackDown. As before, please hold for NXT. We move forward to the Never Again September 11th, 9/11 episode of NXT for the highlights and results. And in this one, we see Boa take on Damian Priest, in which, of course, Priest was successful in this case. Johnny Gargano addresses his future in NXT. He is NXT bound, as we are about to move to the live format for NXT on September the 18th. Pete Dunne took on Angel Garza in a beautiful match for what would have been my pick for match of the night, in which Dunne defeated Garza. Moving forward, we had Cameron Grimes taking on Raul Mendoza, in which Grimes got the victory over Mendoza, thus moving Grimes hopefully forward to a feud, because that dude is amazing. Let's put him to good use. In a non-title match, Rhea Ripley took on Shayna Baszler, and Baszler defeated Ripley via DQ, but controversy ensues, as such. We may be seeing Rhea move forward with something else. And please allow me one more moment while I get you the results for NXT UK. And we're back. All right, Marcel Bartel and Fabian Eichner defeated Danny Jones and Harry Green. Jordan Devlin defeated Ashton Smith. Tegan Knox defeated Shax, and the NXT UK Tag Champions, I love saying this now, Mark Andrews and Flash Morgan Webster defeated the Grizzled Young Vets once again. And that is it for the Wrestle Recap. A bit longer than usual, I know, but I want to make sure I can get you guys caught up here, as we got a lot more to go through. And enjoy the official bits for the podcast. Comedy section. Secondary disclaimer, none of these reflect my views and opinions, yada, yada, yada. You got here yourself. You're an adult. If you don't like it, shut the hell up and go watch something else.
Welcome to your mom's house.
Just like I remember from those days, it had to have been.
You guys are the worst people.
What?
This is so funny to me. The two of you are known for being highly unlikable, and watching the two of you have conversations, it's like
none of the people we're throwing under the bus do comedy anymore.
It's true. I mean, they're all done.
Gone.
They're all done.
You need to come hang out with us more, because I feel like you two are soulmates. You need
I
to
love
be a better
Anthony.
friend. You need to come over.
I remember the motorcycle joke from back, right? Because it had to be. It's that old, right?
That's one of the first jokes. Yeah.
That's one that like I would remember sitting with Sickler, and we'd be like, "Oh, it's coming right here."
What's the motorcycle joke? I
This
remember.
joke's so good.
When I finished high school, I wanted to take all my graduation money and buy myself a motorcycle. My mom said no. See, she had a brother who died in a horrible motorcycle accident when he was 18, and I could just have his motorcycle.
That's great.
I don't remember any, like, when I do, like, when I...
Sitting on a lot of money, helping me there, wife is dying. And I'll let you know something.
young version of him.
Yeah.
And they had to fight
all these
himself.
kids that he got to leave behind.
Yeah.
Because they were all his kids, basically, because they were made from his DNA.
Oh, snap. So Wolverine
fucking shoot
basically had a daycare center.
He basically was a deadbeat dad. He
I like
it
the
off.
fat black kid, too. then he like, he blows something on you. No, he shock you.
Yeah,
he cut something metal and shock shit out. I said, good for him.
How'd they ever come up with that superpower?
It's called the third rail. He was born in New York, and he used his third rail subway powers to shock shit out of people because he was born in New York City. That's basically the black origin story. It's all some hood shit, and he acquired some powers in the hood, and now he uses
what was Static Shock's
You're saying it.
He had a shag
That was it,
carpet.
really?
Yeah. He grew up middle class with a shag carpet. And his mom made him take his shoes off.
He kept doing a moonwalk every day after school because he was getting beat up, and then, he started shocking him.
He touched one too many doorknobs, and that was it. He just elected powers.
New superhero.
If you saw the fucking, the press junkets for all the MCU guys at the game, they felt really good about themselves.
My God.
Brie Larson was out there she just did Room again. Shut the fuck up.
This is like, you flew into a fake...
Oh shit!
Oh my God.
It was so bad. They said I didn't see it, so I can't. Because
now I got to see
my friend, and I was like, damn, I gotta go see it.
I would wait until it came out. I would wait until it hit Netflix.
Yeah, if that's on HBO, I'm definitely.
The reviews I've never seen.
If it's less than 2 hours, if it's more than 2 hours, I'm not watching it. But if it's 94 minutes, I'm watching that.
That's worth the watch.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I wanted to we were in pre-record, which we didn't get to talk about Mia Khalifa.
Oh, shit, the porno girl.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. The Jackie Robinson of hijab porn is what I call her.
Hilarious.
Yeah, because she was the only one that got death threats.
Yeah.
And then they stopped. They do hijab porn all the time.
She looked
Mia
like
Jackson.
There's a fucking fatwa
against her. They called for a fatwa.
She's also Catholic, which I think is funny. She did the
she
hijab
was the first chick to do the
hijab or whatever.
The hijab thing, and then she got death threats. But, big old titty, small ass, but she looked like she was in it to win it. And what was the story?
She's very hot.
Yeah.
No, but she put out this long-form interview where she was talking about her story. Apparently she only made $12,000.
I heard that's
porn.
what the dudes make
from porn.
Yeah, the dudes. I heard the dudes make the low-end money.
Yeah,
because they just the penis in the shot.
Well, she just she was so famous so quick though she could just stop. I'm sure she could just she got TV gigs from porn. It's all right, well, you took some shitty jobs.
But 12
grand for 3 months of fucking.
They ran through that chick.
She did 5 scenes, right?
Yeah.
She only did 5 or 6 scenes. That's what it is.
And
that was the third one, was the hijab one.
Pretty brutal.
There's one of them trying to fuck her in the ass and she can't take it.
Yeah, okay. This is the whole thing.
Okay.
She's not good at it.
Yeah.
You watch
She's not a great porn star.
It's a job.
Yeah.
And she don't like this job. The way she gave head, she didn't like it. She didn't like giving the head.
Yeah, it wasn't her passion.
Dudes with totem pole dicks just ramming her. I'm sitting there like, this girl don't even want to beat us. She chasing the wrong dream,
I've
nigga.
never seen anybody watch porn like that.
No, my dick is in my hand.
No.
She ain't into it.
No.
Yeah, but just stop.
You never see the same chick come up a bunch of times and you're like, oh, she's really hot, I'll try again. Oh, she's still not really.
There's no passion.
Yeah.
It's fucking a turn off.
That's
why you just cut to the nasty shit.
Like, when you look at a chick
Even then, though.
that's fucking to make ends meet, it's sad. I can't jerk off to that. I go, she don't even like where she at right now.
But then she was doing this interview and she's talking about it and she's going, well, the first time I did it, they made it seem so natural that I felt like this is something everybody does. This is never really going to get out. It was like, you're doing porn on the internet. It's
smart.
Fucking talk. And now she's just like,
so
people see me in the street and I get embarrassed. Like, yeah, you suck dick on camera. How do men know more than women that if you suck dick on camera, you're fucked? Like, that's it. How do you not know that? You're an adult in the age of the internet.
Chris, he's from Florida. It's a problem.
That's fair.
You better tell him why you mad, boy.
Not the same thing, you motherfucker.
This homophobic doctor said that I got HIV from getting blasted constantly at the Greyhound
He did not fix my problem. If he had said, lose 50 pounds, you won't piss anymore, that's not what he said. He was like, just lose weight, we'll see. I'm not losing weight just to see.
Yeah, you have to be sure.
I have to be sure.
Stop just sitting with sunglasses on and a cane in the doctor's office. He's blind now. I'm not losing weight just to see. There's got to be more incentive. I can still smell and taste all the chocolates.
Honestly, in terms of enjoying chocolates, sight is the lowest on the totem pole.
Honestly, the next move for you should be becoming blind and getting really into Zydeco music.
What's Zydeco?
You know, it's like the music from the Popeyes commercials.
Oh, being one of, yeah. That would be a good second act.
Yeah.
Why is it
bluegrass? Have a little motorized wheelchair. Go by Dr. Stavros.
That would be good. You're right. Suck that penis.
Why are people going nuts about Popeyes right now on the internet?
They got a new fried chicken sandwich.
And it's good?
I have not tried it because I have been actually on a bit of a health kick.
Yeah, you're looking good.
So thank you, Adam. So I have been. It's been hard for me not to try the new Popeye sandwich, but apparently there is a competitor. They've disrupted the market, and Chick-fil-A is running scared with they homophobic asses.
Honestly.
Yeah, I would love to do this.
Well, you could play the washboard.
I would like a jug. I would like to play a jug.
A jug and a washboard.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Stavros.
How y'all doing tonight? How you doing?
I like that style of music. They just play garbage.
Mm-hmm.
Different pieces of trash.
Yeah. Old radiator. The spoons.
I was really into the spoons for a hot
The
sec.
saw. People can play a saw.
Yeah.
You know?
That looks cool.
The theremin is the gayest of all the instruments.
No, the theremin's cool.
No, it's gay.
Would you like to play the theremin, but it's
you like it.
asses?
You like it because it's an antenna and you have antennas.
Dude, you saw the Brett Stevens news today.
Yeah, dude. It's been a tough one.
Finally, I feel seen.
Wait, theremins don't have antennas. I thought it was just cups that you play.
What the fuck did he ever invent that has any value? Fucking bifocals. That's
bifocals is big though.
That's one thing.
That's pretty big.
It's also like
one other thing.
Somebody was sooner or later. Somebody else.
Yeah, but you can say that of almost everything.
Yeah.
He probably invented some kind of self-suck machine we don't even know about.
Yeah, he definitely invented all types of fucking machines.
His personal sexual inventions.
I mean, he died of syphilis, no?
Everybody died of syphilis back then.
He invented the lightning rod.
What? And what's the point of that? Keep
so
your
you
fucking
get electricity
house from burning down? Who gives a shit?
Yeah, good point.
The Franklin stove?
Yeah, a stove in the middle of your house. We see that all the time.
Well, it used to be a thing.
That's the thing that
cold.
People
heat yourself up.
Yeah, you know what's a better invention than that? The George Foreman grill. That was invented by a mentally retarded man.
I don't think he invented it. I think
he
invented
it.
Pitch man.
And he couldn't. He
no, Hulk Hogan famously missed out on the endorsement.
Yeah, well, they said, "Do you want to invent the George Foreman grill?" And he said, "No, brother.
No, brother, my name is Hulk Hogan.
I'm down here in Tampa having sex with children.
Saying the N-word, having sex with children, and radio show hosts' wives.
He invented the hand paddle, which is a device worn by swimmers during training.
What?
Yeah.
He swam?
Well, you don't need to be a swimmer to invent
the hand paddle.
That sounds stupid. Look. Next.
Yeah.
What else?
The glass harmonica bifocals.
Oh, it is called the glass harmonica.
Glass harmonica. There's no H.
I thought it was a glass harmonica.
Pardon me, the cat. It's a harmonica with an H.
Get him, kitty.
That's giving me allergy.
That's why they got a cat.
Yeah.
He made the Franklin's electrostatic machine, one of those balls where you touch it. And
that's cool.
That's cool. It doesn't really have a lot of.
No, but what are those? Those are called
you put that
Gadsden generators. No, there's a name for those. It's
smoke weed all day.
Smoke fucking weed. Watch fucking Caillou.
Hell yeah.
Damn, my tummy hurts.
Get into different hobbies that never really go anywhere.
Yeah, I'm trying to find weird cab over vans that I would want to drive.
Yeah, I'm going to be a fan.
I went to this Mitsubishi Delisa.
These are cool. The Nissan Vanette.
Those are cute.
Very similar.
And it was men had raped me. And men who... It's special, but you Photoshop that van on stage, standing in front of a mic stand, and then it's still the same audio from the internet. There was men who'd raped me, and men who sexually raped me, and said because he was good. They said he was good.
She's got a new special out called,
dude,
like,
you have
Henry.
a nasty bruise on your face.
I know. I don't know how it happened.
Yeah, you have
from the gym?
You have colon cancer, man.
I don't have colon cancer.
Colon, I thought,
man.
is in your ass.
Yeah, but I mean, you're like...
You get spots from cancer?
You're rotting from the inside
no,
out.
man, it's a bruise from being active.
Oh, okay.
Sod's been working with a personal trainer.
Thank you, Adam.
I didn't want to announce that if you
It's
didn't
okay.
want me to.
Yes, I need a stronger man to control my body.
I would love just a stronger buddy to tell me what heavy
pretty
things
cool.
I need to lift and put
I lift
down.
heavy things. He tells me he's proud of me.
He says that?
No.
You bet, you win, they pay.
I love that shit.
They pay, you bet.
You bet they pay.
You bet they pay.
They pay.
You bet they pay.
You bet they pay.
No, money down. MyBookie has live in-game betting on every NFL game. They've got the most rewarding player perks in the business. And for you fantasy guys out there, so if you like imagining that your wife is 7...
You know, if you're a unicorn with a big-ass dick and you're having sex with a child.
Yeah, if you're a
400-foot woman
if your fantasy
stepping on
is,
you.
if your fantasy is that you're shoplifting Skittles and your wife is a neighborhood watch guard.
Oh, that's kinky.
Yeah, that is kinky.
Mm-hmm.
Hole playing. That's what they call it.
Oh, yeah. You can bet the over-under on how many fantasy points a player will score each game.
You will love mybookie.com. You can even bet the over-under on how many fantasy points a player will score each game.
I just said that.
Yeah. You're also looking
yeah. I'm looking at the read as well.
You're looking at the stuff. You also have the stuff. How about this? It's a new season. Antonio Brown is on the Raiders.
He's on the damn Raiders, playing with his little helmet.
Raider Nation, baby.
Le'Veon Bell is over here with the Jets. Maybe we'll hang out with him. Mm-hmm. And Odell in motherfucking Cleveland.
Mm-hmm. You can't blame us.
You can't blame us.
Water under the bridge. There's nothing you can do about the past.
You can't change the past.
Are you going to stay a loser who's mad? Or are you going to double or nothing, win it all the fuck back?
Win it all the back at mybookie.com.
Mybookie.com.
Instead of any other sport.
No other.
Don't ever use any other sport.
If you ever do, we'll fuck you up.
We'll fuck you 6 ways.
Till suck day.
Till suck day. Till Sunday, when you'll be betting.
We'll be betting on
fucking
MyBookie.
football at mybookie.com. This year, they're hosting the first online handicapping super contest.
Uh-oh.
Find handicap people. Make a video of yourself calling them retards. If your video is the funniest, the first place is guaranteed to win at least $100,000. And it only costs $100 to enter.
That's so cheap.
And you don't even pay that $100 to MyBookie. That's the fee at your arraignment.
Yeah. yeah. They will cover your lawyer fees.
They will pay for your defense attorney when you physically assault a handicapped person.
That's the guarantee.
For the bit. All you got to do is pick 5 NFL games against the spread every week to climb the leaderboard and score your share of the huge cash prize pool.
Damn.
That sounds good to me.
You pair up any 2 people in the game of basketball and they have a 50-50 chance. If they played an infinite amount of games, one person would win 50 times, the other person would win.
Yeah, that's true. So you versus...
Within an infinite number of games.
Yeah.
You would have exactly 100.
So here's 50%. Is what
if you played LeBron James in basketball infinity times,
you would have half the time.
Half the time I would win.
Yeah. I agree.
That's just probability. It's a flip of a coin.
That is called a mathematical determinant. A mathematical probabilical determination.
Yes, sir. Damn, dude. I don't remember the last math I learned.
Yeah. If a train leaves St. Louis and another one leaves Cleveland, and they're speeding towards each other,
yes,
at 380 miles per hour, and they collide, and the one train weighs 1 million pounds and the other one weighs 2 million pounds, and
one is filled with feathers,
but they hit each other so hard that they both go up at the same time.
Yeah.
And they go into space.
Yes.
Where there's less gravity.
True.
But also less friction.
Oh.
So now both of the trains are moving through space.
At the same speed.
At the same
but without gravity or friction.
But without. There's just been a blank spot for your answer. There's just no question.
Then what's going? Then
what do you think about that?
What's the deal with that? That's pretty fucked up, huh?
Yeah. Marcus, did you replace the standardized test with your own question? I thought maybe it was, I could do it in a way where the children have more fun. I thought maybe we should update some of these questions, because of Tesla.
Yeah, right.
The trains don't use motors anymore, so I thought some of the math problems were racist.
That's true.
Against the students whose parents have Teslas.
Dude, I remember being a little ass kid and seeing those problems that were like Cleveland and something MPHs, and I was like, bro, when I learn how to do this shit, I'm going to be smart as fuck. Yeah. When I learn these shits, dude, the ones about trains going at a different speed.
I remember that because
it's so easy.
They would hype them up on TV or whatever. That'd be like the kind of shit that like Cody on Step by Step.
Right.
Like, I got to study for the big train leaving the station.
Yeah.
And I remember my reaction was the opposite. I was like, fuck, Dad.
Dude.
I'm never fucking doing anything.
Dude, I was like...
I'm never learning shit.
Well, because it seemed so crazy that you'd be able to find that out.
Yeah.
And it's obviously so easy. It's just like you multiply whatever the fuck times however many hours. Or,
I remember being obsessed with weapons.
Yeah, exactly. It was like weapons?
Yeah.
I was too scared of weapons. My dick smells like shit. My penis smells like shit.
Yeah.
You get the Zoom Zoom Kid tattooed on your belly.
Yeah, zoom, zoom, zoom. Yeah, zoom, zoom, zoom.
Dude, maybe you could do shading on your cock to make it bigger.
No, like contour makeup?
Yeah, contour your cock.
It is nice knowing that the Zoom Zoom Kid probably had to take a little trip to Epstein's Island with Brian.
Oh yeah, he had a couple of rough rides.
Yeah,
you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Papa, I'm going to be in the commercial.
What's that, Eddie? You're in the commercial.
No.
I have to fly on plane to be in commercial.
I'm so proud of you.
He's never said that, Nick. You know for a fact he's never said that to me.
I'm going to rollerblade down to
Why with the rollerblades again?
American Legion. I'm going to rollerblade down to the American Legion.
They would never let him in.
I know. They bully me every time I go past there. And I'm going to say my boy is in a picture. Hey, everybody, there's that gay rollerblade guy. Let's all laugh at him. 80-year-old veterans just in there playing pool on a table that's missing a leg.
Calling your dad gay.
Yeah. Nice rollerblades, gay boy. You ain't never going to get in here to play shuffleboard. A 50-cent Coca-Cola? You can kiss my ass. You're not getting in here. It's the American Legion.
It's just for veterans? Is that what the American
It's for, like, veterans and then their friends. So, but then you can just be, like, a friend, and then but at a certain point, there's no veterans there. It's just...
Yeah.
Because I've been to them.
Yeah.
And I know the people I went with
shows.
weren't fucking veterans.
Right.
You know.
They always have wood-paneled walls.
They do. They're disgusting.
Yeah.
So they're just bro zones.
They got one in Chinatown, and I so desperately want to be a member of that lodge.
Damn.
For the survivors of the rape of Nanking.
Yeah, dude. Imagine the weird Chinese guys hanging out at the American Legion in Chinatown.
I walked past this today, the Catholic War Veterans like clubhouse. And look at the boys hanging out front.
Oh yeah, those guys are.
They rock.
These are perfect.
Yeah, they're just two fat Italian guys sitting out on.
Look at the fupa on this guy.
Yeah, just sitting out like on the street on fucking beach chairs in front of the Catholic.
This
War
guy
veterans.
is 90% pussy.
Yeah,
hell yeah, dude. Oh my God, Jesus fucking Christ!
Yeah,
respect. Thank you for fucking surviving those wars.
Those guys stormed the beaches of Normandy so I could take a picture of them without their consent. Yeah. Of Catholic War Veterans of the United States, Father Edward J. Giorgio.
Social security number recommended by.
What if you join?
So this to get into this one, you need your name, address, home phone, email address, Chinese name, date of birth.
Yeah. Hell yeah, dude. That's a good one.
Yeah.
You got to get into that one.
Oh yeah.
What if you were in the weekend army? What's that shit called?
The reserves?
Yeah, the Guard, National Guard or some shit.
Service number, social security number. Fuck, I should enlist and then get fucking medically discharged. Just so I can get into that Chinese American Legion.
What would you choose your Chinese name to be, dude? You need one.
Didn't you have one in Chinese class?
Jackie Chan.
Yeah.
You just put that down on the form.
Bruce Lee. Just steal both military and Chinese valor on the form and keep faxing it in over and over again.
Please stop responding.
Just keep trying.
Yeah, with different Chinese guys.
Yeah.
Yao Ming.
Bruce Lee. Fucking Shredder.
Chow Yun Fat.
Yeah.
That would be good, man.
Yeah.
I guess I ran out of Chinese guys.
Yeah, me too. Clearly. Emperor Hirohito.
Yeah, that guy's Chinese. When I watched Police Story last week, I forgot that Jackie Chan's character in that movie is named Kevin Chan.
Dude, I got it on Blu-ray. I might do that once you... Actually, I got to finish watching Homicide. I'm going to eat a couple of Hershey's Kisses, smoke my pipe, and watch Homicide Life on the Street.
Good, brother.
It's not a band.
We're not a band.
It's a stand-up comedian from a podcast.
And Stav and I are going out solo acoustic this weekend.
Yeah, dude. Call me fucking Bruce.
Call me by your gay.
Bruce Fuckstein.
Call me by your lame. Call me by your.
Suck me by your dick.
Call me. I got nothing. On that. Sorry. I thought we were going somewhere.
Well, folks, that ought to do it. Come see us this weekend.
I was on the fucking L train, and it was like packed. It was like rush hour.
Mm-hmm.
Went into the city yesterday morning or the day before that. And it was just, everybody's like real packed in, and there was an African guy, like a Nigerian guy or something, like on the train, like 2 heads away from me, and he's like, "Oh my goodness, the train is crazy." Which he's not wrong.
Yeah.
He's like, oh my goodness, But I've done that voice so much that I'm like, come on, man.
Yeah.
That's too on the nose, bro.
Yeah.
Stop trying to make me laugh this morning.
The train is so crazy. I can't believe how crazy the train is packed.
The other thing, when I come back from Greece, I'm going to be in Philly on the 21st. Might add some shows there.